I find your lack of views disturbing.
Oh,
It's just me, guys. Don't worry.
I prefer you the mask on.
Not the first time I've heard that. Oh, my hair's a bit all over the place. Hello, Paul. How are we?
Good. Lovely. What night is it meant to be recording? Lovely Thursday evening this is. Good for a nice wee recording of the podcast.
What night is it meant to be recording? Way to break the fourth wall.
Yep.
Okay, so this is our weekly ranking podcast, and we are going to rank
Our favourite Star Wars games as chosen by you.
And it was chosen by me because there was a very special day this week. Finally, after a long time of waiting, they finally released the new Star Wars Lego Complete Saga for the PlayStation 5, and I have had a great time, and it also coincided with my first week off work for the Easter holidays. And I can't stress enough how cool the game is, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I've said to Paul a couple of times already that he needs to come over and have a shot.
I know. Plus, you turned up at my door and you're like, "You need to buy it.
I'm getting paid by Lucas Arts.
You would have spread some of the wealth over this way, bud.
Okay, so we were originally going to be joined by Daniel this evening, but he was unfortunately not able to make it. But he has told us what his top 5 Star Wars games were. So we're going to do our top 10, but when we get to kind of number 5, we're going to reveal Daniel's picks and critique them as well.
Yeah, but you need to do it in Daniel's voice.
I'll let you handle that one. I've already done my Darth Vader voice, so. Right, so I think you should go first then, because I just decided that.
Right, okay. Rolling in at number 10 for me is Battlefront 1 from 2015.
Hold on. I've got...
Yeah, no, 2015.
Oh, not that one?
Not that one.
Oh, do you mean the next generation console one?
The next generation console one, yeah.
Okay, then you go.
So when it first came out, absolutely loved it. But see, like the seasoned players, like they played it all the time. It was impossible to win the firefight against them. And then after a while, everyone just kept using the kind of same. What was it? Star cards? It was called, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So everybody either had a jetpack or a shield, and it just became less fun. And also, I found the heroes when you were like a trooper, like the heroes were like impossible to kill. But I did enjoy like the features, like like the orbital strikes and things like that. They're just the general gameplay. So yeah, that's rolling at my number 10. I did enjoy it when it first came out. It did kind of get a bit stale, but it was still a good solid game towards the end.
Yeah, my issue with it, I had it for the Xbox One. My issue with it was I didn't consistently have Xbox Live at the time. So there was very little you could do offline with that game because there was no story mode.
Yeah.
So I basically just remember being in Hoth all the time as Luke Skywalker running about the caves, and it was fun. And I remember there was the Endor level with Luke with the green lightsaber.
Oh god, I can't remember. Was this the kind of wee training missions?
No, I wasn't training. Like you could just fight against troopers and stuff.
Oh, like an arcade mode kind of thing.
There was very little you could do. I don't really remember playing that one online that much, but there wasn't very much you could do offline. So
yeah. It was okay. The weapons were a bit kind of limited as well. They didn't bring out a lot of weapons at the time.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your number 10. My number 10, and I had a bit of time just before we did this podcast, and I've pulled out all the cases for the majority of the games I'm going to talk about, which gives a wee bit of visual reminder and a wee bit of nostalgia. So my 10th place, and I think, Paul, we both found it quite hard to rank modern and classic games like together.
Yep.
I don't know. You've actually mentioned this game quite recently in a different conversation, and it's such a random game. And I played it recently, and it doesn't really hold up when you play it in 2022. But I've got some great memories of playing this with yourself when we were kids. So my number 10 is Star Wars Demolition.
Yeah. Great
Which,
game.
I think it's basically just you just control random vehicles in different planets. Like I always remember the swoop bike, and obviously there you've got I think Boba Fett, not just his own. He's not a vehicle. He's just Boba Fett or a jetpack.
Yeah, he's just constantly in a jetpack. Yeah.
And you get the
Disintegrator.
You get the ATST. I think there is probably a Rancor running about as well.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun back in the day, but it doesn't really hold up now. But I'll always remember it fondly.
Yeah, I can imagine it being not holding up at all. Do you remember? Was it that game that you could shoot things like? Remember on Hoth, you could shoot the ion cannon, and then it would shoot a Star Destroyer down, and it would change the map. Was that game?
Maybe.
I think it is. Yeah, I used to like that. There was like loads of wee kind of Easter eggs and stuff. But I remember. Sorry, on you go.
No, on you go.
I was going to say, I just remember playing the tournaments on it, and then you'd start off like playing against one person, and that'd be fine. And then it would go up to 2 people, and then it would like 3, and then 4, and then I don't know if it went up higher than that, but you ended up playing against 4 different vehicles, and it was an absolute chaos trying to find a shield.
We should play it. We should play it one day though, just for fun.
I know. Oh, do you remember the temple level in Yavin?
Vaguely. I'll always remember Dagobah very well in Hoth.
Oh yeah, because there used to be like the wee snakes, and you'd hit them and stuff.
Yeah.
I just remember the temple in Yavin, and it was horrendous. I hated that level.
Well, I'll be interested to see if that appears in your rankings anywhere. So, Paul, what's your number 9?
I went for the Phantom Menace game.
Nice.
Just remember playing it. Absolutely, probably going to say this about every game, but I absolutely loved it. Playing it all the time. Remember running about Tatooine, trying to find all the different bits and pieces to start the pod race. The one thing that sticks out in my mind, there was a glitch where there was an indestructible battle droid. I think it was at your house when that happened.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got really far, and then there was this battle droid that just wouldn't die, and we kept shooting them with everything, and it just kept going and going and going, and then I think they end up killing us anyway.
I don't know, but I do remember that. I do remember that phrase, the destructible battle droid.
Yeah, the Seppies could use more of them.
I think a lot, the large majority. I think large majority of our experiences with Star Wars games is shared, like playing them together. So
yeah, totally.
A nice journey down memory lane. So my number 9, and again, I wanted to put so many of these higher, but when I tried to think about it logically, it didn't work out. This is another game I know you really like, and that we've definitely played together before. I went for Jedi Power Battles, number 9.
Ooh, nice.
This was a really random game. Like you're basically paired up as 2 Jedi and just playing through. Was it just episode 1? I think it was episode 1.
I think so.
Because you've got here in the back, you've got Plo Koon. Remember him, his gold lightsaber or yellow lightsaber?
Yeah, and this was before we actually really knew him from like the movies.
And he never had a yellow lightsaber. It was a bit of a letdown when he had a blue one.
Yeah.
You've got Obi-Wan, you've got Mace Windu, who I don't think had the purple lightsaber in the blue lightsaber in this, actually.
I think so, yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn and Adi Gallia, who was a random character because they kind of replaced her with a character with a similar name called Stas Ali in Revenge of the Sith. So they kind of like retired her character, but she had like a red lightsaber, which was pretty cool.
But what, she retired on Return of the Sith?
I don't know what happened, but basically,
did she not get before Return of the Sith?
I think it's, I don't know, I maybe need to double check that, but I thought she was like the same character. I love even looking at the discs. It's just nostalgic looking at the discs, isn't it?
I
Do
just
you know
think, I just think spoilers. Did she not die in the Clone Wars?
Not 100% sure. Again, I would need to double check that. The reason this got knocked down the ranking is for a really random reason. I remember it just being quite hard to maneuver. Like, it was really easy to fall off things. That's like my recurrent memory of it.
Oh, that literally. See, as soon as I think that, I'm just thinking missing jumps left, right, and centre, and the camera made it really hard.
Do you
So you
remember the level? I think it was like the first level, and you're in like the Trade Federation battleship or something, and you had to
Yeah.
jump from one bit. So like, I can visualize it. There's like a kind of corridor, and then there was like a jump, and there was like another bit behind. That's like just the only bit I can remember with that whole game.
I just remember that game being horrendously hard. Like you're saying, like the platforming was so hard. Like,
Mm.
and you'd be trying to get to the next level, but you keep losing lives in like 2 seconds because you're jumping from. You keep missing the jump.
There's like good boss battles as well. I remember like this like robot. You had this big robot you had to fight. And you had to hit like the center eye, like the button. Does that ring a bell with you?
Yeah, those are you.
So I've got a lot of nostalgic memories playing this with yourself, but just the maneuverability of it, I remember being quite difficult. But it's another one that'd be quite fun to play now, just for fun.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to time jumps better now.
Plo Koon's kind of gold lightsaber was a real highlight for me in that one.
I remember the mad power ups used to get that
Uh,
they'd make the lightsaber like massive, so you could have like a massive gold lightsaber.
it's funny the things that come back to you when you think of some of these games. So that was my number 9. So what's your number 8?
My number 8 was actually Star Wars Demolition,
Okay.
so I had to keep it higher up. Just remember having fond memories playing it all the time, and we used to just go back and play it over and over because we used to. I think was it if you won tournaments, you could unlock more characters,
Yeah.
and then
Levels.
you got wee cutscenes and stuff that you could unlock.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to just keep playing it over and over and over, just try to get all the characters, all the cutscenes. Because you'd have to play it with all the different characters as well.
Yeah.
And some of the ones we were absolutely mints at, like what was it? Was it the snow speeder? And it was just terrible. You just couldn't kill anyone easy with it.
Yeah.
But aye, Star Wars Demolitions for me, number 8.
Very nice. My number 8 is the only one I don't currently have, although I think I'm going to rebuy it. So I've got it for my PlayStation 5. My number 8 is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
You don't have it?
I had it for the Xbox One, but I
Um,
gave my Xbox to my dad when I got my PS5, and I gave him the games I had because there wasn't much. I can easily get it, but I don't have an Xbox to play it on now. But you can get it for about 20 quid off Amazon for PS5, so I might get it. So I've got
no,
this game.
did you not get it off the PlayStation Store? It's only a couple of quid, I'm sure.
Is it? Well, I can have.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I can have a look then. I think it's a fantastic game. I think the fighting style is amazing. I think it's got a great story, which is actually canon. I think it's got some really good characters. It's really cool. Have you played much of it?
I played a wee bit of it, but like I think I've barely scratched the surface on the
Yeah.
level.
You can like mod your character quite a lot, like different costumes. You can like have any color lightsaber you want. I had this bright orange one that was really cool. And my main issue with it is the Lego game that I'm just got. I know it's probably because it's a Lego game, but it tells you exactly where to go. I get stuck on this one bit of a planet for like a temple or something, and I just get stuck for ages. I couldn't get past this one bit, and I eventually stopped playing it. And it's a shame because I've got friends that have played the whole thing, and it is. I really want to know how the story ends, and there's going to be a sequel game to it coming out, I think this year or next
Yeah.
year. So
He dies at the end.
it probably would have been higher if I hadn't got stuck at a particular bit that I could never get past. But the graphics are amazing. The fighting style is amazing. It's got a great story, and the kind of customization is really good as well.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, you can customize. You can customize Cal. You can customize BB1. Is it BB1? No. What's his name?
BD, isn't it?
BB1. No,
There's a similar droid that's in the Book of Boba Fett.
yeah.
The droid.
And you can customize the ship as well, the Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I found with it was, see if you're just starting off and you get into the kind of like the battles, some of the enemies are so hard to kill.
It is quite tough.
And especially if you're at a lower rank, a lower skill level, when you haven't ranked, you haven't leveled up, and then you come across like these big monsters and stuff like that. It was like there's no way you can do any damage to them whatsoever until like way later on in the game when you revisit the planet. But I think it's got a lot of replayability.
It does visit. I don't think I got to this. Maybe I got to this stage. You visit Dathomir from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that whole time I was just like, oh, what am I doing here? Get off the planet.
You obviously got further than I did. Anything?
I think I got slightly further, but I do quite a lot of like you were saying, like you get told what you need to do in Lego, whereas I was exploring quite a lot of levels and trying to find the echoes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't. I'm a bit simple when it comes to these games. Like I like things that I like really kind of straightforward puzzles. See if it's like too complicated, it loses me a bit.
Yeah.
I don't play these games to think. I just play them to have fun. So that was my number 8. Paul, what's your number 7?
Mine was Star Wars Starfighter.
I've got this here, and I've never played it.
Yeah, actually, no, it's not that one.
Not that one.
I don't think. Is that Jedi Starfighter?
Oh yeah, that's Jedi Starfighter. Sorry, no one.
Boo. No, this one I can't remember the story exactly, but basically you end up being part of the Naboo Starfighter squadron, and I just remember playing levels where you had to like protect objectives, just flying about, blowing up like staps and all of that, and I got to the very last level, the very last boss, and I could not do it for the life of me. You're flying inside like a Trade Federation control ship, and this boss comes out of nowhere and he blows up your pal. You end up chasing him and trying to kill him, and you keep going around this kind of circuit, like chasing him, and I couldn't for the life of me do it. I'd get so far, I'd get like within an inch of killing him, and then I'd crash and die or something would happen, I would die. And I think eventually I had to take it back to Blockbusters because I was getting late fees.
The Scarlet Charger.
She might very well have done back in the day.
It's very frustrating when you're enjoying a game and like me and Fallen Order and you get stuck at a bit. But obviously, I probably could have worked it out via a YouTube walkthrough video, but it feels like cheating.
I'm actually in a fight with is it the Night Sister? I'm on the second fight with her, and like I was fighting her, and I took like barely any. I was fighting for ages, and I thought I was doing quite well, but I was taking like no health off of her.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was one of these fights where you're meant to lose, and then the story progresses. But no, she just obliterated me, and it was like, okay, go again.
Yeah.
Oh, not good.
Right, my number 7 is Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS4 / Xbox. What?
The one out just now?
Well, the most recent one, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool that this one had a story mode, and I really enjoyed the character of Erden Versio and that whole story, and the graphics in the game are amazing. Like just walking about and being in the kind of Imperial side of things were quite interesting. I think it was quite. I didn't mind it too much, but I think a lot of people didn't really like that she became a rebel. Spoilers. Did I ruin it? You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. No, I'd rather she either stayed one not evil, stayed Empire and progressed that way, but it's just the way Star Wars is, isn't it? It always has to be a kind of happy-ish ending.
Yeah, it was a wee bit cliched, I suppose, but it was really cool in how you could use the wee droid that you were with to do like different things, and it was cool that you got to go like Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren and stuff at different points of the timeline. So I thought the story mode was really good. I didn't really get into playing the online much until I got my PS5 and I rebought it for the PS4 to play my PS5, and in other games, I really enjoy going the heroes, but I feel like when you go the heroes online, everyone is just so good that I just get absolutely mauled, Darth mauled within seconds, and I just can't enjoy it. So I've actually just quite enjoyed doing like the cooperative mode and just going like regular troops, and I feel like I enjoy that a lot more. And it is cool seeing all the different classes. I really like going the First Order. I like the flame troopers and the ones with the jetpacks and different things like that. So it is cool going all the different classes of troopers. I haven't really played it a lot recently, and yeah, it could do a bit like once you kind of do the story mode, it's kind of done. It's not like other games where there's like that. There's not as much replay ability about it.
Yeah, I think there is collectibles, but I think they're very few and far between. There's nothing really to make you want to go back and play it. Like the only levels I would probably play is Luke Skywalker one,
Yeah,
maybe the Kylo Ren one, like you were saying.
yeah. I liked it a lot better than the first one that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah,
I thought it had a lot more about it.
yeah,
But I'm not a big fan of the heroes and villains. I think it's a wee bit corny. Do you know the way they walk in like a gang? Like there's like four of them. It's just it's a bit cheesy. So that was my number 7. What's your number 6?
Mine was.
Oh wait.
Sorry.
I forgot to
Oh, okay.
show my game.
Right. My number 6 is Battlefront 1 from 2004.
So the first. Wait.
Yeah, back.
Oh,
That's the
do
one.
you want to see the disc just for nostalgia?
Yeah.
In the back.
So basically, I remember me and you just constantly playing Galactic Conquest. I used to stay over your house all the time, and we used to just play this, like going through the galaxy, try to take over all the all the maps.
You were always better at it than me.
I think I was always better at playing the objective. You just like to run about and shoot people.
You probably put all my stats down to rubbish.
No, that was only pro evil. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing this game. Plus, I used to cheat a wee bit because I used to get a lot of kills when I went in the starfighters and fly about and shoot. Whereas I think you could fly that way.
You know, I still can't. Do you remember you can see it there. Do you remember the corridor of death on Bespin?
Yeah. Just thermal detonators flying everywhere.
Yeah, I know we've been saying it for a while now, but we do need to come and have a wee. I've got a wee TV in here with the PS2, so we need to get a wee nostalgia night.
Yeah, let's do that.
See, as soon as Rangers get knocked out of Europe, which could be next week or it could be the final, then we should get that night on a Thursday.
All right, okay. No worries. Sounds like a plan.
My number 6, I'm really excited to reveal this one. It's not actually a PlayStation, Xbox game. It's actually a PC game. My number 6 is Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer.
I hated that game.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
I've got such fond memories of this, particularly the kind of Boonta Eve classic level, but there was like other levels you could go, and you could go lots of different. You could go like Gasgano, and I'm sure you could go Sebulba, and you just got to. It's really cool just seeing all the different planets that had pod racing. I think you could go to Malastare as well, which was I think Sebulba's home planet, and you could do the pod racing. And I've just got really fond memories of it. It was just for me, it was a battle of fun. Not a fan?
I just remember playing it years. And did you used to have like a joystick or something for it?
I don't think so. I was just a PC game. I was just doing keyboard and
I
stuff.
just
I
I
never
just
had
remember
joy.
it being hopeless at it, and crashing and finishing last and having an absolute horrible time trying to play it. So no, not good memories and pod racing stuff.
I really enjoyed it. So there we go. Right, what is your number 5 then?
Number 5 is Force Unleashed.
The first one.
First one. I've not actually played the second one. So
Have you
yeah,
not?
no, unfortunately not. So yeah, I went for this because I thought it had like great characters in it. I like the cutscenes, the gameplay, just running about using the force and like dropping like stormtroopers off edges and stuff like that. So I thought the characters were really cool. I really liked the wee training robot that used to just make fun of him all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just you got to visit all different planets. You could like fight rancors and stuff like that with them, and you felt like your character could actually do these things. And is it Sam Witwer that does the voice for him too?
Yeah.
And he does all the voices for the actual TV shows.
Darth
So
Maul and Palpatine and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I really enjoyed Force Unleashed, and I just remember playing it for like hours on end. So yeah, that's my number 5.
For me, that was just a game before its time. It was like the gameplay was kind of PS4 or 5 worthy back in like the PS2.
Yeah,
So my number 5, I think you'll have fond memories of this one. I can't really remember the actual gameplay mode that much, but it had a certain dueling function where you could just do one-on-one duels with different Jedi and Sith. And you probably remember, I was absolutely obsessed with it. It was Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Remember
I
you could do,
remember.
remember you could do duels in like the Emperor's, like Palpatine's office and different things, and you could go Obi-Wan and Anakin and Grievous, Good Dooku. I just remember it being a lot of fun. I thought the duels were really, really good and really kind of an interesting way to do it.
No, I hated it.
Do you hate that as well?
Yeah, because you used to beat me all the time at it. Like I think I probably maybe won like a handful of these duels and used to annihilate me every single time. I was so bad at it. But I remember the story playing the main game, and I liked the main game where you could play like was there like a mode where you could like you face like waves and waves and waves of clone troopers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there was an alternate ending as well, wasn't there?
I think there may have been.
Where like Anakin beats Obi-Wan and
Yeah.
then kills the
Aye.
Emperor.
I remember it now, and I've got great memories of that game.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
Particularly the dueling mode. I almost forgot we're going to reveal Daniel's number 5 before we go into your number 4. So
Oh yeah.
Daniel's Star Wars: The Old Republic, and it's as big a Star Wars fan as I am. I regret to say I've never actually played the Old Republic games, and I got it once for the PC or laptop, whatever it was at the time, but I didn't realize at the time it was basically online play only, and I didn't really have the capabilities for it, IT wise at the time. So I've never actually played any of the Old Republic games, which feels like quite a failing for a big Star Wars fan like myself.
Yeah. Is it an MMO game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played any of the Old Republic games?
I haven't, no. That was before my time as well. Like Daniel showing his age, you know what I mean?
People swear by them though, like they're because Jerry people always want it to be like a film or a TV show.
Yeah. I think it's maybe an excellent game. I've never played it. I'm
Yeah.
more of a I'm like more into my running and gunning kind of games.
Yes, we know. We know. So, Paul, what was your number 4?
My number 4 was Battlefront 2 from 2005. That's the one.
What's your number 4?
Mainly, I just loved it for the story. From when you're the 501st, when you first start off, and then you work your way all the way through the years, and then you're working under Vader. And Tamura Morrison does the voices, doesn't he?
I don't really remember the story mode that well, in all honesty. I just remember doing like the kind of different modes, like we did in the other game.
Yeah. Well, I remember the story because like you being like Mike Eco and stuff like that, and you'd
I
have a
remember that,
yeah. And then I remember Kashyyyk where you'd need to keep falling back into the base. Like the droids kept, you'd have to repair the gates and stuff like that.
I can picture all the levels in my mind, yeah.
Yeah. And I had a pretty good hero mode as well. Like you could do the heroes versus villains kind of thing.
That was much better. I thought their heroes and villains was a lot better than the modern one.
Except when you went like Boba Fett or something and you flew up high and you could just snipe people from miles away.
I don't like going people in jetpacks. I always feel like I just can't like balance very well to shoot. That may just be me. Right, my number 4. I found the top 4 in particular really hard to do, and this is one of my most memorable games, and I've got such great memories of playing it as a kid. And see, just looking at the back cover and looking at some of the scenes, like on Otogunga, Trade Federation Battleship, Naboo, it's Star Wars Phantom Menace, which you mentioned earlier. A couple of things that stand out. They did the Duel of the Fates really well. See the battle with Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. It's just done really well in the game. Oh, look at that disc. And also, one of my favourite aspects is a bit brutal. Is you could run about. You'll know this yourself. You could run about Qui-Gon taking people down, and then the townspeople would just start crying, saying it's the murderer. They just start chasing around.
Well, when I said I enjoyed running about Tatooine, that's kind of what I meant.
That's what you meant, yeah. It was just such a good game. Looking back, the graphics are pretty awful, but it's just the gameplay's still decent, and yeah, that's one of my absolute favourite memories of childhood is playing that game.
Murdering Temple.
Yeah, that's the way. This is the way. So Daniel's 4th choice was Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the PS4, if I read his messenger message correctly. So that's something we both had on our list. Maybe not as high as that, but maybe in a future appearance, Daniel can give his reasonings behind these.
Yep.
So Paul, moving into your automatic Champions League spots, what's your number 3?
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
I have that, but I've only played it like literally once. I've got it here. That one?
Yep, that's the one.
I've played it a wee bit. You go Jango Fett, isn't it?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like I think I rented this from Blockbuster, was another one, and I used to play it constantly. Like I'm surprised I managed to get through school because playing these games.
Yeah. Where do we used to find the time, eh?
No, I know. But Star Wars Bounty Hunter, you could just run around levels and you could like scan folk and there'd be like a crowd of people and then one of them would be a bounty and you'd have to like tie them up and stuff and you'd get money for it, but then you'd still have to do the main objectives. And some of it was so hard, but it was so good. It was like a good platformer, but the controls were awful. But back in the day, it was good.
Well, I only acquired it in the last couple of years and only really played it for the first time maybe a few months ago. I think it was the Christmas holidays, and I only played it for a wee bit. But my issue was I didn't have a memory card at the time, so I think I do. Yeah, I've got one now, but like it meant that every time I put it in, I'd have to start from the start, which wasn't much fun.
Not ideal.
So maybe not this holiday, maybe summer holidays. I can maybe delve into that.
I think I've got it on my PS4. I think it it was a PS Plus game or something that I got for free. So I've got like a full game.
I'm gonna have to have a look at the store and see what's available.
Mm-hmm.
Right, number 3 for me, I really wanted to put first, but I still think it's too early days. But I'm going the Skywalker Saga Lego.
What was that for number 3?
It's number 3 for me. I think it could eventually become number 1. I'm not overstating it. Just to give you an example, I'm on. So basically, you have to do like the first one in each trilogy to unlock the next. So you could start on episode 1, 4, or 7. So I've started from the start because I like chronological. So I'm on Attack of the Clones and I'm on the Camino level. And it's just so cool. Like, see just the detail that went into. Like, you're walking, you know, when Obi-Wan's getting the tour from Lama Su or
Yeah.
Tonwi, I think. And you're walking over that kind of walkway. You look to your left and you see all the clones like in their classrooms as like kind of primary school age. And you look to your right and you see them all in their kind of tubes being born. And then you can walk into and look in other rooms and you can see them sitting having their dinner. And like there's a room where the clones have like a games room and they've got like slot machines. And they just see the level of detail and the exploration you can do. That's just one level's example. Coruscant as well. You can take like wee taxis to like the Jedi Temple, then go to like the Senate building, and you can just like you can either just follow the story or the story just waits for you. And if you go off and explore, it just gives you wee colors on the ground like, to follow back to the main story. So it's just so seamless, and you can select. Say you're bored with a mission, you can just select a spaceship. I've got like the Naboo Starfighter, for example. Load up your galaxy map and you can travel to any of the planets you've been to. You can either land on the planet or you can land in space. And there's like wee challenges to do, like there's asteroids to destroy. You can fight like opposing ships, and you can like zoom down into the surface. And it's just, I'm just having a great time with it. And
I can see Alien burning that disc.
Well, no, I'm selective. I pick my moments, but yeah, I think it will eventually climb to number 1. But there's a reason I put the other ones above it for now.
Okay.
I think I sold it quite well there. Hopefully,
Good promotion.
Daniel's number 3 was Force Unleashed 2, which you haven't played. I have played, but I'm going to leave it at that for the moment.
Okay.
Number 2.
I actually went for Jedi Power Battles
In second place.
in second place. You know what it is? It's just because I remember playing it and it was so addictive. It was horrendously hard, like we were saying. Like, used to die constantly. That first level, I think we were just on like most of the time. But I just really enjoyed playing it. I remember just like it was always that drive and determination to reach the end of the level without losing as many lives as possible. And yeah, it was a really great game. I really enjoyed it. So it ranked high because just pure nostalgia value.
Nice. Well, my second place is one you've already mentioned, and it's Force Unleashed 1.
Nice.
And I purposely didn't mention. The only thing I really said when you mentioned it was before its time. I think it was the first game I can remember, like Star Wars wise, where you could just interact with everything. Like you could just pick up objects and throw them. You could pick up people and throw them, and that was really what kind of hooked me with the game. Is that you just felt so in control of the Force and kind of everything around you. And like just the Star Killer character, the fact he's Vader's secret apprentice, taking down Star Destroyers, fighting Rancors, the development of his story, because I think he went down the Rebel route eventually as well.
I think at some point it does, yeah.
Maybe not in that one, but in the second one, what's quite interesting actually is it is a great story. I actually read the 2 novels. There's a Force Unleashed and a Force Unleashed 2 novel. And I've read them, and it is a really interesting story of how he kind of eventually joins the rebellion, spoilers, and helps take down the Empire. But great characterization, great graphics and gameplay for its time, great boss battles. There was also, was it Ram Kota? Was his master. He was like the blind Jedi.
I think so.
Yeah. So the reason I put that above Lego is a great part of the Lego game is you can pick up everything around you, and I feel like that was the kind of
Precursor.
the catalyst for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the Lego game wouldn't be what it was without this game starting that process.
Good choice. Good choice. I love that game as well. So yeah.
Okay, and Daniel's number 2 was Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, which I also mentioned. So that's a nice wee one there.
See, it probably would have featured on mine like pretty high if you hadn't spoiled it for me by destroying me in Jules.
I'm not good at games very often, so when I find something that I'm good at, I like to milk it for all it's worth. Like a Banthidus. Right. Paul, number 1. Wait, what is your... Oh, no, wait, let me guess what your number 1 is. Is it... It's not Demolition. Is it something really random?
No.
Do I know it?
Yes.
Give me a clue.
I can't give a clue without giving it away.
Right, on you go then.
It's the most recent Battlefront 2.
That's your number 1?
Yeah. It's probably just because I'm totally biased because I'm playing it right now. Like, my disc got ruined from a PS4, and I just got the digital copy recently,
Right.
and I managed to get the Celebration upgrade as well. So like, I've got all the skins for near enough everybody, and all the kind of emotes and all the Celebration poses and stuff. So I just really enjoy the game. The gameplay I could be better at. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit rusty at the old shooting. Like you were saying about the heroes, like I'm probably the same. Like, I don't want to spend all my points on heroes because I know I'm not that good at it, and I'll probably die pretty quick because like everyone seems to target you. Whereas when you're a trooper and you're trying to kill a hero, like you seem to hit them with like millions of shots, and it doesn't just scratch them.
They're just far too overpowered, aren't they?
Yeah.
Even people who aren't that powerful, like Han and Leia, like they're not like superhuman. So like,
I know, headshot they should go down.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just really enjoying getting back into it and playing just now. The customization could have been a bit better. I feel like the clones, they've got really good customization. Like, there's so many skins for them. First Order's pretty good. Empire's pretty good, but the Resistance and the Rebels, their customization's pretty basic. There's not much to it. There's only a few skins for them. But I love the sets. The sets. I'm not talking about movies anymore. I love the levels.
Scarif.
Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? I like the objectives based gameplay. Yeah, I was just really really enjoying it at the minute. I didn't like it when it first came out though, because it used to. Do you remember when it first came out? It had a kind of loot box system where like you could pay to get boxes.
I didn't really have it. Well, I did have it, but I didn't have online at the time, so I was
So you
focused on the story. So I heard about it, but it wouldn't really affect me that much.
Yeah, so at the start it was a pretty bad thing, but they got away with it pretty quick, which was pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to stick that my number 1 just because I'm really really enjoying playing it, and I could probably play it for a few hours and not get bored of it, like in a good stretch.
So quite funny. We've got the same first one, but different era. I went for Battlefront 2 from the PS2 as my first choice. Same as a lot of them. I have great memories of, like, I enjoyed the first Battlefront for the PS2, but I feel like it stepped up a level when the heroes got involved, and I think it's the best way they've had the heroes involved. Like, it was just such a buzz when it would be like, oh, you can now play as so and so and hit the up button. And I just remember going Luke Skywalker on the Death Star and just running amok because he was so powerful, and going Yoda on the Dagobah and just like slinking about, taking people down. And I just that's the main bit that stood out for me, was the utilization of the heroes. And obviously the kind of general gameplay was good as well. And I think it still, even just looking at the pictures in the back, I think it still probably holds up reasonably well. Obviously not amazing, but it's not horrendous. Like, I have played it reasonably recently, and it still is decent enough to play.
Oh, I remember the space battles you used to do as well. You could fly from one ship to the other ship.
We don't talk about the space battles, but yes, I remember that.
I still love that, but I totally forgot about that. You could fly from one ship to the other ship.
I thought you would have had that a lot higher, if I'm honest.
No, it's probably because I've not played it in a long time, and I did forget about the space battles. I really loved the story, was what kind of was the main thing for me, because it went through like the start and it went through Order 66, and you'd remember the temple mission, you had to kill all the Jedi.
Right. Vaguely.
And it was so time consuming because the Jedi were so powerful.
Okay, so Daniel's number one was the Force Unleashed, the first one. So he's obviously a big fan of the Force Unleashed. So thanks, Daniel, for sending these in, and we hope you can join us in a future podcast. So Paul, we somehow managed to rattle on for almost 50 minutes on our favourite Star Wars games, but I, for one, have enjoyed the trip down memory lane.
Yes, it was nice. A nice wee nostalgia trip, wasn't it?
Yes, back to the power of escapism.
Yeah.
There you go. So if we just start to wrap up, so this is Monday. I'm hoping you will have checked out our video and audio podcast we posted on Thursday of last week, where we interviewed our friend and local filmmaker Neil Boyle about his new film and about his career. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. He knows a lot more about movies than we do, and I think we learned a few things during that one as well.
Yeah, we need to retire pretty quick.
Yeah, he's coming for our jobs. So future plans, Paul, are you wanting to take the mantle on what the Seismic Cinema has in store next week?
I will try and remember this. So this will be coming out on Monday, and then on Thursday we will be releasing a review on Death on the Nile, which is a new Kenneth Branagh film, which just came out on Disney Plus. So really looking forward to that, because if you've not seen Murder on the Orient Express, but I've seen that a couple of years ago, and it was really, really good. So I'm quite excited to see this one. And then on the Monday after that, we are doing our top 10 favourite TV shows of all time. And it's just our favourite ones, not the ultimate critically acclaimed.
Which is technically my pick 2 weeks in a row, but there was a reason we did that, wasn't there? Because you didn't have one ready to go, so
yeah, you put me under pressure, and you got 2 in a row.
But favorite TV shows is alongside favorite movies is one I'm really excited about doing. So, looking forward to that. We were originally going to review the new Fantastic Beasts film, The Secrets of Dumbledore, instead of Murder on the Nile, but Paul, being Paul, hasn't seen the Crimes of Grindelwald, which isn't a great loss. It's not that good. And he was going to struggle to see that and go see the new one. So we're going to park that and hopefully do that the week after. And we're also going to be that week, sorry for jumping too far ahead, but we're going to do our top 10 favourite directors. And I think Neil's going to join us for that one because he was quite keen to get involved in a ranking.
Yeah.
Obviously, his directors are going to be a lot. I think his list's going to be better than ours. I think we can just accept the loss now.
I know ours will be George Lucas, and his will be like some artistic one from somewhere. Like, oh yeah, we've heard of him definitely.
J.J. Abrams,
Ryan Johnson.
You've still to check it nice out.
That might redeem the Last Jedi debacle.
And Looper, if you've not seen it.
I've seen Looper. I like Looper.
Yeah.
He did it as well.
You did Looper, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Maybe he just had a bit of a mind fart when he did Last Jedi.
I like The Last Jedi, but we'll save that for future. So, in terms of where you can find us, I know Paul's going to make me do it. So, we've got some extra ones to talk about now. You can get the video on YouTube. You can get the audio on Spotify. You can also get video on Spotify too, but it messed up my uploads last week, so I'm not doing that again. We're also on Good Pods. We are on Anchor still. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and we've also signed up to Amazon Music and Audible. So you'll find the podcast in all those places. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Seismic Cinema. So please follow our pages, like, retweet, etc. As I said in a previous podcast, 60% of our YouTube viewers don't subscribe. So if you could click that subscribe button, it would really make our day and make us happy. And please do it. We'll stop begging now.
It will make us happy, and please do.
So I really enjoyed, and hopefully Paul, you did too, ranking our favorite Star Wars video games. I'm going to go back and play my Lego game and go to Camino and just have a great time. So this was Seismic Cinema, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.